What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and look at this channel, talking Sixers, talking some playoff basketball. It's been a while. It definitely has. I know I slacked on the Sixers this year, but put that in the past, throw that in the trash, because now we're talking some playoff basketball. We're talking about a possible huge playoff run from this Sixers squad, and I cannot wait for every second of it. I'm excited. I am very excited to see what this Sixers team is going to showcase to us over this course of the run. And today, going into this round against Brooklyn, pretty much how you expect the series to go. Sixers dominate game one. James Harden was spectacular. PJ Tucker, spectacular. And everyone had their little bit of contribution. You really didn't need that much from EMBIID tonight, even though he still put up 26 points in this game. The MVP didn't really look like he needed to do much. Tobias had his put in. Maxey, when he was needed, he had his put in. Paul Reed off the bench. The bench overall today was very, very, very solid. And basically, like I said, this game pretty much went the way you would expect in this first round matchup. You see the two teams stacked against each other. Sixers are the way better team, obviously. Mikal Bridges on the other side for Brooklyn. He can only do so much. The Sixers did a fantastic job of defending him in that second half. He went off in the first half, definitely made the game a little bit more closer than you would like to, but the Sixers held him to 2 points in that third quarter, so they adjusted defensively. Rebounding-wise, the Sixers were fantastic. PJ Tucker especially, too. A lot of offensive boards, a lot of defensive boards, and you were preventing the Nets from getting their second chance looks. And you limited the turnovers in that first half, and you hit a ton of threes. You were getting a lot of great looks from beyond the arc. James Harden hitting 5 threes in that first half, 17 points in total. He was just fantastic. James Harden looking way more healthy. Looked fantastic this season, led the league in assists per game, along with Joel Embiid's points per game, leading the league there. Him most likely going to win the MVP, which is a nice thing to see. And let's just see how the rest of this series plays out. Just a dominating defensive win. Dominating all around. And that's what we expect this series to be. No more than 4 or 5 games. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. Maybe the Nets get one on home court. But overall, this is what this series is going to be. Bridges, he's going to get his due. But overall, the Nets are just nowhere near where the Sixers are. This should be an easy series for the Sixers squad. And then you move on to the second round. Most likely when you face the Boston Celtics. So that's something for further down the road. But hey, talking about this game, it was just, like I said, a dominating victory. If you're looking at overall from the first half, the Sixers, they were 13 of 21 from 3 in that first half, making so many shots. That's the most threes they've had in a first half this entire season, and they did it in game 1 of the playoffs. So that's a nice look there. 8 offensive rebounds in that first half. They had 19 total rebounds in the first half. 4 of those were from PJ Tucker on the offensive board side. 2 turnovers to the Nets' 8. James Harden hit 5 threes in that first half. He was 5 of 7 total and had 17 points in that first half. Tobias Harris, he was 5 of 8 from the field. He had 12 points in the first half. PJ Tucker, 5 rebounds in total. Like I said, he had 4 offensive boards too. He was just all over the place. And if this is the PJ Tucker, you knew what you were going to get from PJ when you signed into that contract. He's a pest. He's physical. Gets into your face, and he's going to be a monster grabbing those boards. And if this is the PJ Tucker we're going to be getting throughout the playoffs, a lot of teams have a lot of, worries to concern about that from the way PJ Tucker played today. Joel Embiid, he had a big block on Mikal. He had a couple of big blocks in this game too. Had a block on Bridges, and overall, just overall great. Maxey was getting on the rebound side as well. He had 4 rebounds in that first half. And the bench too. The bench was very, very solid in this game. Bench combined for a plus 19 on the court. And talk about Paul Reed, man. Paul Reed providing a spark, getting some nice chemistry with James Harden. D'Anthony Melton puts up a shot in the third quarter, and all your... No, actually, this was in the fourth quarter. Melton puts up a shot. Reed gets the board. He's fumbling with the ball a little bit in contention. Puts the ball between his legs. Gets some open space. Pump fakes. And it puts the layup up and makes it. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Who the hell is letting Paul Reed go off? He had himself a nice game, and then you get another couple of minutes later from that section. You get James Harden going down low with a nice pass through the paint to Paul Reed, and he does the reverse dunk, and he gets the N1 off of it. So I was just like, man, Paul Reed was having himself a night. He was just great. There was, a little bit of scary situations in the third quarter. I believe Joel Embiid played that entire third quarter, but when he was going for a posterizer, gets slapped in the face. There was no flagrant foul called on it. It was just a common foul on the floor. I know a lot of people were complaining about whether it's going to be a flagrant or not. So, personally, I don't know the rules in participation with that. But definitely a scary situation. Him getting slapped in the face. We all know what happened in the first round last year against Toronto when he broke the orbital bone. Don't want that happening again to him. But he was fine. On the floor for maybe a couple of seconds to gather his breath. Went back up there, played the rest of the third quarter. He was fine the rest of the way. There was a scary situation when James Harden was down on the floor. I believe he also got hit in the face, but he got back up. He was fine. He looked fine the rest of the game as well. Bridges, like I said, he only had 2 points in that third quarter. I still can't get enough of Paul Reed, man. Paul Reed that was just funny. That was just funny to see Paul Reed go off like that. It was. It really was. That between the legs play that he just had, I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Who let Paul Reed decide to cook? That was just absolutely hilarious, just seeing that. And then even some guys contributing off the bench as well besides Paul Reed. McDaniels, he was really good off the bench in his 17 minutes of play. He had 4 rebounds with 2 assists. George Niang, he had a couple of threes. He had 8 points off of the bench as well. Mountain, 22 minutes off the bench. He hit 2 threes in this game. He had 5 assists. Looking at some of the things, PJ Tucker, he had 5 steals in this game. Tyrese Maxey had 3. And just looking from some of the guys as well, just on the court. Joel Embiid total 26 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks in this game. James Harden, 23 points, 13 assists, 7 threes as a plane flies by my house. Of course, that happens during this, but we power through it. Tobias Harris, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 threes made in this game. Tyrese Maxey didn't really have to do much in this game, but like I said, when his number was called, he was able to do his damage. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, which was very surprising. Sixers were very active on the boards the entire game. Like I said, really just limiting Brooklyn to not many second chance points whatsoever. So that was really good to see. He had 3 steals as well. PJ Tucker, 7 rebounds, 5 steals, and he made 2 corner threes in this game. Paul Reed, 11 points off the bench, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals as well, with that fancy between the legs play in that fourth quarter. So hey, Sixers were just dynamite from 3 the entire game. James Harden had a couple of threes in the second half as well. And just overall as a team, if you're looking from the 3, they were almost 50%. They shot 49.8%, 48.8% from 3. They were 47.2% from the field in total, 100% from the free throw line. So that's really good to see, going to the line and hitting your shots. Just overall, it was a complete team effort, a complete team win. And that's what you're going to see most likely through this first round. Like I said, this series is not going any longer than 4 or 5 games. I think a sweep's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets get 1 in a game 4 or something like that. They win game 4 at home, and then the Sixers come back home, win on home court to move on to the second round. I wouldn't be shocked at that at all. That's just how I see it. So, overall, fantastic game. You had 38 rebounds as a team in total, 14 offensive boards to 24 defensive. A lot of blocks in this game for the Sixers. They had 3. Well, actually, that's not a lot, but some of them were just, notable. Just overall, really, really good showcase. And I definitely do expect Embiid to have, a dominant game. Like I said, he really did not have to do much in this. He was getting double-teamed all over the place. He still put up 26 points. Got all those blocks. Got all those rebounds. I definitely can see a game this series where Embiid puts up 40. I could see it, no doubt, where he adjusts to the double teams, and he will adjust to the double teams. Harden will get him open, and all that. Harden was electric today. Just overall, like I said, a great team win. And that's probably the most important thing that you can ask for. And we'll see how it goes into the rest of this series. Like I said, it's not going to be long at all. So, that's the most important thing to look at right there. Like I said, dominating win. But there was one thing I do want to point out from the Nets side. Their head coach, Jacques Vaughn. Is this going to be another Nick Nurse situation from last year? Complaining to the refs. Remember how much he did it last year for the Raptors? Their head coach. This is what he said after the game in regards to Joel Embiid. Hopefully they'll be calling travel in 3 seconds on the big fella next game, so I'll be looking forward to that. Is that just the guy realizing his team is nowhere close to the opponent that he's playing? And he's just going to complain to the refs and not shit on his own team? Probably. But it's kind of going to get annoyed if that's going to be a common theme throughout the rest of this series if he's just going to constantly complain about the refs. That'll be annoying. NBA refs are bad, we all know this. So, hopefully, that's not a common theme that we're going to see throughout the series, but who knows. So, looking at some of you guys in the comment section, I see Scott at the most of the series might go 5 games. I would be shocked if it did. I believe that as well. Defense causing 19 turnovers. Yeah, they forced a lot of turnovers on Brooklyn's side. So that was really good to see. Overall, like I said, just a team effort today. Almost 50% from 3. Yep, that was really good to see as well. And then we do have a call here on the Anytime Hotline. I'm also watching the Phillies game. They just started, by the way, and Bryson Stott just extended his hitting streak once again with a leadoff double. We'll have a Phillies recap later tonight, so definitely don't be worried about that. I wasn't able to watch yesterday's game, so I'll probably talk about yesterday's game in course of what happens today. They haven't been calling traveling or 3 seconds since my first Sixers game in 67. Oh, God. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline. It's from Sean. You can leave those at 215-839-9885. Leave your thoughts and opinions on the Sixers and everything like that. Recaps, we have these daily. We're going to have another Phillies recap tonight, so leave a text, leave a voicemail. Your preference. You can also utilize the YouTube live feed, so at the end of the day, it is your preference. I'm giving you options. So let's get to this voicemail from Sean, and let's see what he has to say about this Sixers win against the Knicks.
Look at Amadeo talking Sixers. All right. The game went pretty much the way that I think we all kind of expected. I mean, the 76ers should win this series no more than in 5 games. I'd actually like to see them sweep. It's when they get past this series that it starts to get interesting. I mean, today, look, they did what they had to do. Certain guys stepped up. P.J. Tucker played very well. Paul Reed, I've always been a Paul Reed fan. It's a guy who will always give you energy and effort off the bench for whatever reason, inexplicably, for reasons known only to Doc Rivers. He sits this guy. He needs to be out there as much as possible. The underappreciated stat of this game for me, and it's rare when this happens from what I've seen, the 76ers controlled the backboard. I mean, they didn't give up too many second chance shots for the Nets, and they got a boatload of their own. So a solid team win, not much needed from Maxey, and even Embiid for the most part was quiet. On to game 2.
Exactly. That's exactly the thought there, Sean. Rebounding was great. Overall, like you said, summarize, great team win. That's basically, you didn't need much from Maxey, you didn't need much from Embiid. Overall, great game. So, yeah, it was nice. And I do think you'll see a lot more of Paul Reed during this series as well, so he'll get his chance to shine like he did today. Is he going to be as dominant like he was later on in the playoffs? I have no idea. I have no idea if that's going to be the case. But it was a nice showcasing from him today. So that's the most important thing there. But I think this is where we're going to end it off today. Phillies are on in the background. I want to be able to focus on that for later. The Phillies have 2 guys on base, and Kyle Schwarber just popped up, so now there's 1 out. In the top of the first, oh boy, are the Phillies going to leave 2 runners stranded again? We'll wait and see. So, thank you everyone for joining today. We'll have a Phillies recap later tonight to talk about this game, obviously, and yesterday's win. So definitely stay tuned for that. Have more Sixers recaps as the day goes along, as the playoffs go along, so definitely stay tuned for those as well. So thank you for joining today. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, do not forget to drop a like on the video. Check out everything in the description down below, and also hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Please hit that subscribe button, join the TTP Sports family, and also use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Use it for anything you can think of. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Get yourself to some Sixers playoff games and some Phillies home games. Great deal. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining today. I'll see you later tonight.